Can Jon Jones win? Of course he can. That's my story and I'm sticking to it. I have Jones winning because he's just way too confident for the fight. Jones is a guy who's big on being confident and mentally prepared, and he's been wanting this fight for quite some time. Jones' wrestling is also much more craftier and situational than Stipe. Stipe usually only goes for single legs, and he'll run the pipe if he doesn't get it, or he'll drive the single leg and turn it into a double. Whereas Jon Jones does much more, and especially off the fence and whatnot. Jones is one of the more creative, like one of the most creative strikers, if not the most creative striker of all time. And he's very ruthless, and he's very mean with it. He does things like eye pokes. Well, he puts his hands out, right, and he makes you nervous because it's a very annoying thing to do, and it's potentially like career ending, right, or life changing. And he also does this thing where he gets to a habit of kicking your knee, and like Rampage even said, his whole leg, his whole knee was messed up because of that kick. And look what Khalil Roundtree even did with that kick against I forgot that guy's name, but Khalil Roundtree did that too, and it's a devastating kick. I hate that kick. It should be banned. So although Jones is on the lankier side of the heavyweight division, he knows he can take Stipe because Stipe, he's a heavyweight, but he's also him too. He's not the biggest and the strongest heavyweight out there. And personally, I think Jon, was a bit more concerned about his opponent's size rather than their skill. This is just my analysis of it because, he never really moved up to heavyweight earlier on in his career, and in the past, like his most notable fights where he came really close to losing, or even like his biggest battles, right, were, well, besides DC, where when he was fighting bigger and taller light heavyweights, like for example Dominic Reyes. Jones at heavyweight, as we saw with the Gaunt fight, he's a bit more sluggish, a little bit slower, but he's still fluid. He was still fluid, he was still moving quite nicely, but just a little bit on the slower side. And he still has the ability to explode and finish the fight, as we saw with Gon. Jones' craftiness will always be his key to victory here. I think he'll be giving Stipe some PTSD, with the eye pokes from his wars with DC, along with, like a new career-ending threat for, being able to kick his knees and whatnot, because, Jon Jones is one of the only guys that does that, really. And, well, there's very few fighters that do that, that's what I'm trying to say, because it's just so damaging for someone else's career. I think his usual tactics will keep Stipe at bay, because he's just so long and rangy, and the threat of the eye poke is there, and even if he does get into range, he's trying to kick his knee, or he's moving and he's keeping his distance, there's a chance Stipe doesn't even have hunger anymore, because he's been so inactive. And especially after that devastating loss from Ngannou, I don't know if he has the hunger anymore. He hasn't fought in forever, and the last time he fought, we all know what happened. And he's making that championship money, and he'll probably ride that off into the sunset. He doesn't. He's a simple guy. So it seems. He's a fireman. God bless him, and he's doing a great job with that. And honestly, I don't know how he manages all that, but God bless him. And I don't know if he has the hunger, or to withstand Jones' punishment and his tactics and his antics that he's going to be playing in that fight. So with that being said, I have it 60-40 for Jones. Jones could lose if somehow Stipe's striking improved over the years where he's been inactive, and if he's intensified it. And what I mean is, like, he's more explosive with it, and if he can mimic somewhat of like what Dominic Reyes did, and also in addition use his wrestling to take down Jones. Because Jones can't use that reach and the eye pokes and whatnot if he's on his back. Stipe has great boxing. It's been on full display, especially on his wars with DC, and even when he fought Ngannou a couple of times, like his head movement's pretty, it's all there. It's good, and he's been known to be able to make adjustments on the fly, which is great. But I just see him have such a hard time reaching Jones because how Jones fights and how long he is, and Jon Jones really does fight really good well for a big. So with that being said, guys, I just see Stipe coming up short in this fight. I think Jones has it in the bag. I'm giving this fight to Jones. I see there's like a 60% chance of Jones winning. Let me know what you guys think. Let me know how you guys think it'll play out. Have a great day, guys. Bye-bye.